Google just released Gemini 2.5, and not only is this the best LLM model that I've ever seen before, in addition to that, it's also 100% free. And by the end of this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to access it and several different use cases you could do with it. And we're even gonna compare it against some other tools so you get a side-by-side comparison of how it's actually so good. Okay, so the first thing that we need to talk about is exactly how you can access this tool. The first way that you could access it is just coming to gemini.google.com. And if you come up here, you'll see that there is now a new model in here, 2.5 Pro Experimental. And as you can see, this is best for complex tasks. It's really good with reasoning. It's amazing with coding. And it's really good with one other use case I'm going to show you later on. In fact, I think it's going to surprise a lot of you because I didn't actually think that this was going to be good for it, but it is. So if we come into this, a few things that I want to call out here. First and foremost, if we just stay within 2.0 Flash, you will see that we have deep research and we also have Canvas active. But if we click on this right here, you will see that those things go away. We can still talk to it, we can still upload different files, but you aren't going to be able to use those other features with this tool right here. Also, you'll see that these prompts are much different. This one is really about reasoning. This one is about coding. This one is kind of about coding. And then this one, similar thing, it's going to be heavy reasoning. Now, what you can also do is come to aistudio.google.com, and then if you come over here to the right-hand side, you'll be able to change to a bunch of different models here. And if you come under right here, you will see that this is new. And one thing that I do want to call out here, which is really crazy, is that right now it's free. The input free, the output free, and it tells you what this is best for. It gives you really good use cases here. It gives you the rate limit. It gives you the knowledge cutoff, which is January 2025, which is pretty insane. And it gives you the latency. If we come over to these other ones, for example, Gemini 2.0 Flash, we'll see that this knowledge cutoff is August 2024. And if you go through here, it actually makes it incredibly easy for you to be able to look and compare all these different tools, which is why I really love coming to AI Studio. So if we click right here, you will see that this now brings it up. In addition to that, what you could do is come in here and you can change the temperature of this, aka how creative this is going to be. In addition to that, you can come up here and add in special instructions, and you can come into the safety settings right here. I would strongly suggest that you come in here and turn all of this off if you feel like Google is incredibly nerfed and it's not actually giving you responses that you want, because they have had some controversy with that in the past. I'd strongly suggest literally just come in here and turn this off, because if you see what the defaults are in most cases, it's pretty crazy how much they're limiting what they're actually showing you. Now, before we actually get into those crazy use cases and the side-by-side comparisons, I'd strongly suggest you to smash that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest AI tools, because I upload videos just like this almost every single day. Okay, so the first use case I want to show this off with is going to be a coding use case. And I don't want to just do something simple like have it make a landing page, but we will do that later. I wanted to do something like this. Create a beautiful interactive P5.js demo. We have to change that demo, no HTML. I like fish and oceans. Show me what the fish are thinking. So I'm going to ask Gemini to do this, but then we should also compare this to Claude, because most people right now think that Claude is the best LLM when it comes to being able to code. And there are a few key differences I really want to call out here. First and foremost, we come over to Claude, this already started coding, but Gemini does not do that. If we come over to Gemini, what you're going to notice is that it actually goes through a thinking process first. And this does a few things. One, I think it allows it to actually output way better code. Two, it actually thinks through and you can see exactly what it's thinking. So if you're new to coding or don't know how to code, this is going to be much easier to use. In addition to that, another thing I wanted to call out is that Gemini is really, really good for interpreting code, thinking about code, giving you feedback on code, and it's one of the reasons I like it so much. So if we come over here to Claude, we'll see that this is still working through here. If we come over to Gemini, we're going to see that this is done right here. And it also tells us how to run it at the end here. So we're going to come over to this website. We're going to copy this over here, and we're going to throw this up in here and see what Gemini actually cooked up. So if we throw this in here, we will now see this interactive fish page right here in the ocean. And if we scroll over them, they will tell us exactly what the fish are thinking. In addition to that, though, we need to see what Claude did. So Claude is done over here. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to replace this code, and I'm going to toss Claude's in here. Now, Claude's is a bit more chaotic for a few reasons. One, I haven't scrolled over any of these fish yet, so I don't know why it's telling me what they're thinking. Secondly, a lot of these fish are swimming upside down or doing crazy things. They're just swimming all over the place. It doesn't look as cool or just doesn't like function as well as you think it should. If we come back over here, again, it actually functions correctly. The fish are swimming the way that they're supposed to be swimming. You see little bubbles and stuff like that. We could come over here and actually see what the different fish are thinking. So clearly, Gemini got this right compared to Claude. Because again, if we come back over here, this is chaos going on the screen right here. Now this next use case that I have here is something that I can guarantee you have not seen anybody do before, and this is what makes Gemini uniquely incredibly valuable. So if we come over here and click on this right here, YouTube video, we're going to see that we can actually upload a YouTube video now into this. But first, we're going to put this prompt here. Break down the script of this YouTube video so that I can use it as a template for my video. In addition to breaking it down, show what they said/did, and offer me changes to make it even better. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over to one of my competitors' YouTube videos for one of my other YouTube channels. And again, you don't literally have to just use it for this example. I thought that this is just really cool, and what this is going to give us is really crazy. So I'm going to put this in here, and as you can see, you can now add videos to a prompt. Now the reason that this actually works is because their token count is so big. If they didn't have a large token count, you wouldn't be able to do this. Now if I come over here and click run, this is going to go through and do this and think about it and spit this out, but I wanted to pull up some other LLMs to see if we could do something like this in a different one. And what are you going to know? We actually can't. So if we come over to Claude right here, and we take this right here, we're going to put this in here. Now, if we come over to Grok right here, let's say, we're going to say this, we're going to say break down the script as YouTube video so that I could use it as a template. And then I'm going to take this link right here. I'm going to put this in here. We're going to give this to Grok. We're also going to give this to ChatGPT. We'll give it to 4.5 because it's good at exploring ideas and things like that. And then also what we're going to do is we're going to give this to Claude. And again, this really shows off, I think, where Google has a very, very, very unique advantage here. So if we come back over to what Google told us right here, this literally breaks down the video script. It gives us the template, it gives us the section, it gives us what they did, and it gives us suggestions for making our video better. This is insane. This would have literally taken me a day, 2 days, 3 days in order to do this, but now I don't have to. And if I came over to Grok, this will come over here and it will do a similar thing, but it's totally random. So it says, I've always loved Bob Ross. His voice is so calming. That has absolutely nothing to do with this. I don't know why it did this, but this pulled in, I tried following a Bob Ross tutorial using frosting, which is not what this video is about. This video right here is about YouTube launching a new update. We come over to ChatGPT, it does something similar. It comes over here and basically tells us that it isn't able to do it. If we come over to Claude, it also says the same thing, and then it comes down here and gives me a structure, planning questions. It gives me a bunch of totally random stuff. This has absolutely nothing to do, again, with this video, which makes Gemini incredibly unique for this because you can upload YouTube videos and you could get some insane feedback. You could get some insane summarizations. What you could even do, let's say that you had a video that you may agree with or you may not agree with, you could use a similar prompt to the one that I just used, upload the video, and I want you to say, please give me arguments that agree with this, and please give me arguments that disagree with this, and cite your sources for that, and it will go through and give you a really good breakdown of somebody's YouTube video and whether you should agree with it, whether you should disagree with it, or actually just what you could get out of it. Okay, now the next thing that I want to show off here is how good this actually is when it comes to logic, and to do that, we're going to compare it against ChatGPT o3 Mini High. So the task that we have here, you're playing rock, paper, scissors against an opponent who favors rock 50% of the time, scissors 30% of the time, paper 20% of the time. What's the best strategy to consistently win over multiple rounds and why? Please clearly show us your reasoning. So we gave that task to ChatGPT. We're giving it to Gemini, and again, what I really like about Gemini is we could see this thinking right here. Now, if we come into ChatGPT, we can also see the same thing, but something I want to call out, I gave ChatGPT this task before Gemini, and look at how much slower it is. If we come over here, we'll see that this is now thinking through this way faster. If you remember back to the coding example, Gemini was way slower when it was put up against Claude, but it came to a way better answer as a result of that. And we saw that within the code and what we're actually able to see from it. Now, what we can see over here is that ChatGPT is just wrapping this up now, and it thought for 27 seconds. And if we come over to Gemini, I don't know if it'll show how long it thought for, but it was nowhere near 27 seconds. This finishes in like just a few seconds. So let's actually look at the two different responses here. So for the conclusion, to consistently win over multiple rounds against an opponent who plays 50, 30, 20, your best strategy is to always play paper. This strategy directly counters their most frequent move and gives you the highest probability of winning in any given round, leading to cumulative success over time. Now, if we come back over here, what we're going to see is that the best strategy is also to always choose paper. So both of these actually got this right. This breaks it down a little bit better, I think, and it actually gives you like what the per round on average would be. But the big downfall here, I think, is that ChatGPT just took way longer to do this. And this actually goes through and shows you the positive expectations, your win-loss breakdown, exploiting the different bias, and it gives us a bunch of other different reasoning here. But again, when it comes to something like this that is more logic-based, we could see they both came to the right answer. Gemini just did it way quicker. Okay, now here's the last use case that I have to show off here. If we come over here, we're going to say create an animated bubble chart using Plotly Express of how economic and health indicators have evolved over the years for each continent. So we're going to give this to Gemini 2.5 Pro, and we are also going to give this to ChatGPT 03 Mini, and then we're going to compare which one actually gives us a better response. So as we can see, 03 Mini, they're going through and they're actually thinking about how to do this. Gemini is doing the same thing, except it's already almost done. And what we're going to be able to do is copy this once it's done, come over here and put it in here, and we're going to be able to see this animated chart. So if we come back over here, we will see that this is also doing this. Boom. So this is done right here. So what we're going to do is we are first going to show off ChatGPT's version. We're going to open up a new notebook right here. And then I'm just going to have to put this in here. I'm going to click run, and then we're going to see that this is going to run down here. Now, I do need to do the same exact thing in order to show off how Gemini also did this. So I'm going to open up again another new notebook. I am going to come over here. I'm going to look for this right here. I am going to copy this, and then I'm going to open this up. And again, I'm going to click play, and now we're going to be able to compare these two things side by side. So as we can see, this is starting to execute right here, and then it is actually going to show us what this looks like, and boom. This actually did a pretty good job at making this. So as you can see, we can come through here, we can continue to do this. And then if we come over here, this is also almost done. Now this one right here is Gemini's. This one is going to be ChatGPT's. And again, this is good. I mean, this looks awesome. I'm actually pretty surprised at how good ChatGPT did this. I've tried this with other tools. They didn't get this anywhere near as right, especially able to like move it like this. It jacked up a lot of times or did some crazy stuff. Now, if we come over here, we'll see that Gemini actually built the pretty much the same exact tool. In fact, if we come over to 2007 right here, let's see if this gives us like the same looking thing. We have purple, big, big. Let's see, purple, big, big. Yeah, so they both gave us the same exact output here. So for this one example, maybe Gemini isn't the best, but as you could see with most of these other examples, Gemini is leaps ahead of all of these other tools. Now, if you like this video, you're gonna love this video right here that walks you through a brand new tool that allows you to build AI agents and AI chatbots in seconds. I'll see you over there.